Alrighty, welcome back to Weenie Trades. This video will be the week 2 game plan for 2021. So last week was a really good week. Let's talk about last week. Last week we said to go long on SQ over 220. And boy, SQ, boom, new all-time highs. Nice good 10, 20, 12% on SQ. So SQ, sticking with it, looking to dip by potentially at 240. Otherwise, I'll take a 245 breakout on SQ coming up this week. Last week we said to go long on Spotify if we could get the dip buy into $300 a share. Well, Spotify just barely tapped about 305, missed the $300 a share level, and boy, that was no fun. But eventually Spotify put in this nice good flag pattern and then broke out. We were able to catch it Friday. Be sure to check out the video, $140 into $400, catching a same-day Spotify call option. But boom, nice good volume on the breakout, all-time highs. Spotify just barely missed the dip into 300. They definitely front ran the number. So that was Spotify last week. Last week we said to go long on Chewy, CHWY, dip by at 86. Well, the low of the week was 86.50. So my number was definitely a little bit off. But 86.50, 15% move all the way up to 100. I'd like to stick with Chewy if I can catch it again. Maybe the dip buy is around the 95 level, or we could take a breakout over 100. But there's a lot of resistance up here, so Chewy might need more time to form a new pattern. Last week we said to go long on NIO, over $50 a share. Well, boy, NIO gapped up over 50, but then later in the week gave you a nice good dip buy through 49, through 48.50. And so that was a really good dip buy to catch, and that was fun catching it. And NIO just all-time highs. We'll see where NIO gaps up on Monday with NIO Day. I'm assuming it'll gap up. It may not gap up, but NIO sticking with this one. Dip buys, going to be 57, 55. Otherwise, a breakout over 60, or if it's gapping above 60, maybe a dip buy into 60 into continuation for NIO. So NIO, super exciting stuff. Super good mover. Really fun to day trade and swing trade. So that was last week's game plan, and let's talk about this week's game plan to see what stocks we might be able to trade. So our first stock that we're looking to trade is CGC, Canopy Growth, and this is just a textbook breakout. We broke out. Now we're coming to backtest. We backtested the old breakout area, and we're holding it as support. Now we just need to wait for CGC to come up over $31 a share, and I'll be looking to enter there with a stop as a daily close beneath 30. So this is going to be a swing trade type of trade, and I'm just going to be targeting something about the 3280 level / 3440 level, and then maybe in the next few weeks, maybe as high as something like 38.25. We'll see where CGC goes. I like CGC because it has really good liquidity, nice tight spreads for getting in and out among other MJ names, and it's just it's a good mover each and every day. So CGC, watch that breakout, especially over $31 a share. So that's CGC. Our next stock in this week's game plan is AMD. AMD kind of could be a little bit of a head and shoulders pattern, but that'll be negated if we can take out about the $96 a share level. I think that's enough confirmation for AMD to potentially break all-time highs, targeting about the 99.50 / 100 level. And stop is going to have to be like a daily close underneath 93.88. It depends on how tight you want it. If you want a looser stop, maybe a daily close underneath 93. So that'll be AMD this week. Our next stock in this week's game plan is Peloton. Peloton has been being a beast lately. And Peloton, oh boy, I had my alert set right here to catch the dip buy, and similar to Spotify, they front ran the number. Boom, nice good breakout. I'm looking to go long on Peloton, whether it be for a day trade, probably a day trade, but could be a swing trade through all-time highs. But we're looking to dip buy. I'm looking to dip buy, at least, not financial advice. Peloton at about 155, and maybe a stop beneath 153.85 that for a tight stop. Otherwise, I could take a breakout over, 158, Friday's high, and we'll see where we react at 160. On Peloton, we're going to be targeting something about this breakdown candle high area, so 162, 163 area. And then if we're closing hourly above this breakdown candle high, 165, we should be able to pop the all-time highs, and we'll just have to watch out for the next, for the option chain, the probability of it touching the next level. So on this week's Peloton, over 55% chance that we touch 167.50 on the upside. So if we do that, it's probably going to break out. So then we'd look for a momentum move through higher prices. So that's Peloton next week. And then I might be keeping an eye on Amazon. It's not officially in this week's game plan just because it's been a dud, but Amazon over Friday's high, maybe over 3,200, should be a good trade. I have an alert set over 3,200. That should give a nice, good move. Maybe Amazon is finally gearing up and getting ready to go. It's getting towards the apex of this little wedge pattern. Let's see if it breaks out. I'm sure there's a lot of people watching this one, so all we just need to see is the volume confirm it and has the hype and momentum, and Amazon should get its legs going. And lastly, we're going to talk about Bitcoin /BTC. I'm no Bitcoin guru, but I just know technical analysis. I know that Bitcoin's finally pulling down, so I'd love to get some. I'm going to kind of wiggle into a Bitcoin position. I do have some Bitcoin, just a small little investment from, $12,000 that we're just holding, but I'm looking to add to that, just nibbling a bit. So when we're dip buying, I like to think of how many bullets in the chamber do I have. I like to buy at each of these support levels. So I'm going to buy some Bitcoin at about 35,000. I'm going to buy some Bitcoin at 31,000. I'm going to buy some Bitcoin if it gets down to 29,500. So I'm going to be dip buying at all these levels. And then my extreme dip buy would be about 24,000. I'll start reevaluating that Bitcoin position if we close daily beneath 24,000. But that's going to be in the future. Right now we're at 38,000. We're not even at those levels yet. So we'll see where Bitcoin goes. It's definitely could be the new gold 2.0, since gold's definitely getting wrecked. So keep an eye out for Bitcoin and any other Bitcoin related stocks or ETFs or whatever you may find in the crypto space. So it was a super fun last week. We had some real good profits. Let's get ready for next week, and let's be ready to be sharp and alert. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in. See ya.